I don't. I don't know that I've ever really. I might have, but I don't know that I've really covered Mr. Snowflake before because his research goes so deep. It's hard to like. I'm gonna probably have to do this in two parts, maybe more. I don't know, but let's take a look at what he has to say about Amber being on Lolcow Live. Not Lolcow Live. It's Lolcow Bus. Okay. All right. Let's go through it.
Hi everybody, my boiler is still broke, not that you asked, and now I'm full of cold. So if I do lots of cuts in this video, it's because I'm blowing
Okay.
my nose. Amber, that's called toilet paper. Some people use it to wipe their ass. Some people, everybody. Right. What was my point?
Yeah, but you have to realize that like some of these people that we're covering are physically limited because they have gained so much weight that they cannot reach their nether regions, shall we say. And so they have to come up with other things. Like, for instance, Foodie Beauty is using, what is that called? It's like when you spray water. They have deformed their bodies so severely that they cannot reach to wipe, okay?
The other day, I made a post saying any opinions on Amber or Lolcow Bus you want to have discussed in a video. Cheers, folks. P.S. Geordie sucks. Right, first one. Somebody says, oh, I made that so small. Somebody says, I don't think Amber realizes that the show is proving the stories of her being abusive, or at least a bully. Yeah, she's always trying to convince us she isn't an abuser, she isn't a bully. But if you didn't know Amber and somebody just showed you her on Lolcow Bus, you'd think she was a bully. To her partners are true, sorry. Could you imagine having a disagreement with her in the house and she starts screaming and throwing a tantrum like this? I 100% believe, just from watching this, that she uses her size against people. She admitted she did that at
Yeah.
school, used her size to bully the smaller kids. Yeah, still uses her size now. Well, she did because she stopped
Yeah.
Emily leaving, blocked the doorway, used her size.
The thing is also that Amberlynn, she presents herself as such a bully who is using her size to intimidate people that she doesn't realize she could be taken down so easily because she has pumped herself up in her mind because she took advantage. I mentioned this the other day about how the mukbang culture developed out of the pandemic when people were isolated and they could not see their friends and family in person. And it became something of an ED situation for many of them, right? So Amber is of low intelligence. She has created a persona for herself of being well read, which clearly is not the case. And if she was to face somebody that has this background knowledge, I think she'd fold so like a freaking camp chair. Like, the reality is, a lot of the channels that cover this type of material, I don't know their backgrounds. I don't know what their motivation is to actually cover the material other than they find it disturbing just like me. But I can tell you in my case, I'm a political activist and I'm a grandmother and I'm concerned about what my grandkids are going to see, you know? So that's why I got involved. It's daybreak right now, so all the birds are out. Apologies for background noise.
What bullies do, use the size. Chases them, throws things, chases them, and blocks exits.
Mm.
I can see her breaking people down the way she automatically goes to name calling and insults.
Yeah.
It's very, yeah, very, very
Childish.
Very quickly goes to name calling and insults. Usually sexual lately. Don't like that. Don't think anybody likes that. But that's a good one. Yeah, I think it does prove that she is a bully.
Yeah.
I'm a victim on this. You're a cunt. I think it sounds like a victim. Amber grabbing her breasts.
Her behavior reminds me a lot of a. I can't remember the name of the film, but there was a Jodie Foster film where the girl was promiscuous. Her character that Jodie Foster played, she was basically gang raped in a small bar, and she lost her case against these people, but she won her case against the gawkers who were standing around cheering them on. And one of the dudes who was like the biggest offender of gawking um, was chasing her around town and stuff, and using very similar sort of lewd gestures against Jodie's character that Amber does on the show. And yeah, I'm gonna call you Amber. Lynn is your middle name, girl.
Right? Flicking her tongue and blowing kisses in response to being asked not to blow kisses at someone is blatant sexual harassment. Did somebody say don't blow kisses at me? I haven't caught the last two because I heard they were unwatchable, so I haven't even bothered to check it out. And I've only caught a quarter of the Lolcow bus, probably not even that, actually. But I'll take your word for it. You're a liar, probably. You're in girl world, you're probably a liar. Blow kisses at someone is blatant sexual harassment. I think she's doing it to get a reaction from somebody, isn't she? She does that, so they react and they kick off.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's made anybody kick off, has it? I think it just makes people go, ooh. I don't think it's... she's a paid employee of...
Yeah, well, the thing is that she has a sick sense of entertainment and humor, and so does Keem, quite frankly. That's why he's hired her. He's trying to exploit this whole concept when he, in fact, has his own set of problems. And, like, if you look at the most recent videos I've produced, I talk about how the class action lawsuit against at least a couple of the platforms has been resolved in a huge ass settlement. But he doesn't realize how severe that is and how it's going to change social media platforms. All he knows is that YouTube is not very safe for his network anymore, and so he's trying to migrate the entire platform to Kick. But Kick's named in the lawsuit too, so I don't know what to tell you, son.
Employee of Keem, and according to Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, making lewd gestures is considered sexual harassment in the US.
Yeah.
Oh, so by definition, she always wants you to look at the meaning of words. By the definition, she is sexually harassing people. All right. It's usually the men. All the men interns sexually harass that one, sexually harass that one. Guys, I was sexually harassed. Really? So you must know what it feels like. So why are you doing it?
Right.
US, it can mean fines. Oh, God. It can mean fines for both the company and employee, including jail time if not upheld. I don't think Keemstar's concerned with it, though, is he?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's one thing if it's just an individual who's that offensive and who is doing those sorts of things. It's an entirely different situation if it's an actual company doing it. And it's pretty clear that he's under an LLC or some sort of incorporation. LLC is limited liability corporation, which is used generally by smaller businesses to protect themselves, to separate what they're doing as a job, as their business, from being able to come after their personal assets if they are harming people.
Next one. Good one, good one. And remember, Amber herself said in one of her own videos that she considers sexual harassment sexual assault. Oh, remembered, yes? So she's sexually assault. Oh, yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
consider sexual harassment sexual assault. Oh, spot.
Mm.
That's why I really like doing the audience things, because I'm thick. I never think of any good points.
Right. So, Amber, are you basically saying that you are to be held in a deeper situation here, a higher liability, because you have decided that harassment is equal to assault? Because if that's the case, then you're in some really hot fucking water right now.
Just a bitch. Great point. So she's sexually assaulting people by her definition.
Definition.
Oh yeah, by Amber's definition, she's loving it. She's happily sexually assaulting people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh jeez, the LCU.
Wow.
People when she's doing this, her own words always bite her in the ass eventually. Good point. Good one, yeah. I forgot she said she sees sexual harassment and sexual assault as the same. She was just trying to get out of line about that, but she did say that, so you're right.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Seriously though, is this even okay? If a man kept grabbing his junk and making the sexual comments she does, he would be done for harassment. I feel so uncomfortable.
Well, it depends on the context in which it's being done. So, for example, Michael Jackson was regularly grabbing his crotch as part of his performance, right? I don't think anybody felt particularly offended by that gesture because it was part of his dance routine. However, if somebody was to approach you in your personal life and do that, it could be taken that way. So there's nuance, right?
When she starts groping herself, it's disturbing. I noticed the other day when she does that, often she's not saying any words. She's just making noises and bouncing up and down and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird tantrum from a grown-up, and she's put a sexual twist on it, and it's really, really gross.
Well, she's not exactly the brightest bulb either. I mean, we're talking about a very uneducated person who has developed an ED out of whatever fears. Just, I'm not a doctor. I like to repeat this all the time because I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not a psychiatrist. I cannot diagnose people, but I can identify when somebody is off, because I did do a lot of work raising a child who had autistic qualities, right? Like he was on the spectrum. And I've done a lot of volunteer work with kids throughout my life. And the reality is there's something very off about Amber. Can I diagnose her? Absolutely not. But as a fellow adult, I can say that what she is doing is very dangerous, and Keem is trying to exploit that.
So why? Yeah, maybe just to get a reaction from the other person, maybe try and embarrass them, maybe to show that she doesn't care. Look how unbothered I am, so I'm gonna sexually harass you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
She's gonna be on those Epstein files, I'm telling you.
I don't know about that.
I said this in a recent comment on the video. Her gestures and language are sexual harassment. So it sounds like everybody is in agreement. By definition, Amber is sexually harassing people. And by her definition, she's actually sexually assaulting people. Oh, it used to be fun, this, didn't it? Yeah, I saw Geordie the other night, just for like 20, 30 seconds, whatever it was. I'll go in, I'll make a little snide comment, and he looked miserable. And I said something like, seeing Geordie miserable fills me with joy. Something like that. just to be silly. And then I kept watching him, and I felt really... He looked... He looked miserable. He looked fed up. I think he said, like, can we just watch Foodie from now on? Switch to Foodie. Foodie's fun. Switch to Foodie, Joy. I'm
Oh, Chantel, you got your kudos.
no prude, but it made me very uncomfortable. Imagine if a man did that to her. A man? Has anybody called her out on that? I know you have, and I'm sure other people have in the comments. Well, they have, haven't they? I just mean on the LCU shows. Has any of the hosts said, I think you need to tone that down? I'll stop altogether. I don't know. Who was she protecting when she supposedly... Oh, yeah, it's supposedly. She's been saying supposedly for so long.
Yeah.
Well done. When she supposedly lied about how much pain Twinkie was in. Oh, yeah. I only lie to protect people. But then the other night she said something like, yeah, I lie just for attention, for views. Oh,
Wow.
Oh, good point, yeah. Twinkie was in because she said she only lies to protect people. Sorry, I should have read the full thing.
I don't know why anybody would try and get online and lie about stuff though, because then you have to like remember all of your lies, and that's part of the problem with these. Both of them are pathological liars, in my humble opinion, because they can't keep their stories straight, and they keep telling us different things, and they're presenting themselves as entertainers, but get very offended if you bring up previous things that they've said that contradict what they're saying in the moment.
Yeah, she wasn't protecting anybody. She's just a liar. She's never changed, because I remember the Ask FMs where she said, oh, I lied that my dad had died. And she said she did that for attention. She wanted attention from somebody. And that was when she was much younger. And then years and years later, when she's a grown-up, yeah, lying about Twinkie for attention.
Uh-huh. Right.
Good to use your kids for attention. I also love that she glossed... I bet you don't love it, but you're being sarcastic. I also love that she glossed over that whole thing by being like, well, I just manipulated my audience and lied to them to get free money and sympathy. Oh, is that what it was for? Sorry, money and sympathy. That's better than attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that makes the situation any better. Actually, it does. Yeah. For money, oh, it's even worse. Because, you know, after she's done with the LCU, and she goes back to her channel, she'll say, oh, it was just fake. You know, we were told to ramp things up. It was just a character like they do in the wrestling. She won't say wrestling, but just a character. You know,
Right.
we're doing it for money. It's our job. But that means she was wishing cancer on people for money.
Yeah.
Her job is to wish cancer on people. She'd do that for free. She doesn't need to be paid to be that vile. Yeah, another good one. One of the audience takes. I don't think she's realised... Sorry, that's so small. I don't think she's realised that she can't ever go back now. It doesn't matter how scripted the show is. This is how the audience assume she's always spoken to people behind the scenes. She's trying to hide that part of herself no more.
Yeah, that's the thing. So there are talks right now going on where Jaffe might purchase the network from Keem. And I think he's going to have to change the whole direction of these shows, because they have become so abusive that there are all sorts of legal liabilities around what's going on here, because Keem doesn't know how to actually run a business. He's more of a dotted line sort of person, where he's not actually responsible for that's why everybody's getting hired as 1099s, contract employment, but you cannot have a 1099 on staff longer than a year. Otherwise, they are considered in a co-employment role, where they're actually an employee of the company and they're not being paid properly. They're not being treated properly. There are certain employment law conditions in which workers are misclassified. 1099s is one of them. Also, contract employment. And there have been all kinds of multi-million-dollar lawsuits over this sort of stuff. And he acts like he's the smartest guy in the world, and he's so full of himself that he doesn't realize he's subject to all kinds of risk doing what he's doing.
When you, excuse me, yeah, Amber, do you want to borrow some? Do you want to borrow some? That's how normal people do it. What was I saying? Trying to hide that part. Yeah, well, we've always known she's fake. You know, when we first saw her coming on camera in the Crystal era. Hi guys, I have white glasses. Do you? The dogs worked together on a heist to get the snacks out of the cupboard. Did they?
Mm-hmm.
That character, the whole every character we've seen, we know that's not her. I think when I really started to go off it was the Beck era, wasn't it? I remember doing a live stream and people said, "Oh, watch Beck stuff," because I wasn't up to the Beck stuff yet. I think it was up to Destiny. And she was so foul and vile in the live streams with Beck. I was like, "Oh, that's the real her." Oh. But even that wasn't the real her. This is the real her. Grabbing her boobs and sexually harassing people. How entertaining. The absolutely disgusting gestures she did when Tina told her not to blow kisses. Oh, was it Tina? Is that the one with the blue hair? I think it is. Blow kisses at her, showed me.
Yeah, pretty much everybody on Mike's team. Mike's one of the co-producers of this network. Everybody on Mike's team does, like, I guess he's trying to do slapstick kind of jackass type of humor, but his execution of it is terrible, and so it's really not landing, it's not working. And he made pretty much all of his direct reports dye their hair blue, and it's like, oh, guys, you can't just keep making your staff self-mutilate while simultaneously calling them 1099s. I mean, what are you thinking?
All I need to know. Especially from a supposed SA survivor. I've got more videos to make about her lies there, but I'll get to it when I can face it. You know what you should watch?
What?
Lolcow Alpha with Sweet Tea and a guy called Phantom. I watched the bit the other day, just a little bit, trying to catch bits to see what the show was like, see what Sweet Tea was like. It was a lovely listen. And I watched the bit earlier today and I commented it. It was very pleasant. I was like, oh.
Yeah, Phantom, actually, I like that guy. He's smart. He's a bit of a slow talker, so you have to get kind of used to that. But he is definitely, he's a sharp dude, and he knows how to cultivate people, and so he could definitely be like a trainer within this network. He also is talented in IT, so he knows how to, like, work the system, which apparently isn't all that difficult. I've never run, like, Discord or anything like that, or the OBS, or, you know, all these things that they're doing. That I've been retired now for like 3 years, right? So I don't know some of these systems. I mean, when we first went into the pandemic, I was using Zoom for my meetings, but and you could, from Zoom, you could actually, like, broadcast to multiple platforms at the same time, but they're using different products that I could probably pick up very quickly. And Phantom is one of those types of dudes who was able to pick it up very quickly. And um, I have mad respect for that guy. He's a bit of a slow talker. He might not be the best person to be on camera, but he's at least sincere, and he's not, like, doing content that is questionable, in my opinion.
It was actually quite nice. Nobody screamed. And then Amber came in with other people and just screamed. I was like, oh, it's ruined my show. Ruined it straight away. But Lolcow Alpha was actually quite a nice listen before Amber rocked up. What time was it when she rocked up there? Must have been like 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of the night for me because I'm in California, so I never get to watch that show.
Anyway, sorry. So Survivor, why would she purposely make someone sexually uncomfortable? I know, because she knows how that feels, so why would she do it to somebody else? Mystery. I had to stop watching as it was triggering past events for me. Well, there's a good point as well. There'll be plenty of people watching. Yeah, who won't like that for reasons. She's vile and cannot claim she isn't abusive anymore. Well, she admitted she was abusive to Beck, but there was no getting out of that. She had to admit that. Still didn't really fully admit it. Beck was abusive too. Beck controlled my time as well. Not how it works. She literally, God, there's a load. She literally sexually harasses everyone. So inappropriate. I think it is just to show she's not bothered. But why would you jump to making it sexual to show you're not bothered? Wouldn't you? I don't know. Whatever people do to show they're not bothered by something.
I tell you, Amber is scared of people like Mr. Snowflake and like me. There's no way we'd get paired with her because we could tear her apart so quickly. That's why, first of all, I'm perfectly fine just trying to rebuild my body right now, right? I'm retired. But I'll tell you straight up, if I was on that show, she would not be rolling all over me. She could yell all she wants. She can make herself look like a fucking child. Doesn't matter. I will win.
Say they're not bothered. Why does she jump to, all right, I'm going to try and make you uncomfortable through, I don't know. Somebody smarter than me will understand why. And somebody says, I've had to stop watching entirely after she started constantly grabbing her chest. God. There's a lot. And people, she really doesn't understand the gravity of it. Well, of course she doesn't. She doesn't understand, Amber and gravity. She doesn't understand, yes, of course she doesn't understand. I mean, the way she's been acting, it is like a toddler. It is like a giant toddler.
Yeah.
So of course she doesn't understand what she's doing. She didn't understand what she was doing when she accused Casey of rape, and then said, I didn't think you'd see the video. That's not the point. It's like when she lied about Aunt Tammy, when she said, Aunt Tammy, me Aunt Annie stopped talking to me because I'm fat. And then she admitted that was a lie and said, I didn't think Tammy would see the video. That's not the point. I think it needs to be addressed that Keane called Brian Cook. Oh, how good was Brian Cook? I don't know if he's been back on the show because I've missed the last two. Like I said, I heard they were unwatchable. I was like, no, I'm not watching. Not when I'm ill. I'm not gonna put myself through it. Keane called Brian Cook a school. Oh, did I see that bit? I think I did see that bit. Oh, I heard about it. I think I saw it. Yeah. And he is actually a survivor of the Parkland shooting.
Yeah.
Is that true? I'll believe you. They are all vile. The entire LCU, all of them. Right. Yeah, Jimmy was sending me things, videos about Keemstar, about stuff he's done in the past. Some of the stuff he said to people. So yeah, he still hasn't learned.
No.
Watch what you say, because I mean, he doesn't care. I mean, most of them don't care. Well, none of them care, do they? The stuff you say might affect people because they've gone through. It's about the same with Amber, grabbing her chest and trying to be sexual and sexually harassing people. When people...
But you also have to realize, like, Keem is a guy that can't even read. That's why he puts the text-to-speech on every one of his shows. It's disruptive. It interrupts the flow of the show itself, and it might be gimmicky for a hot minute, but, like, it gets old fucking fast.
Watching might have gone through that, so... Yeah. Hell of an empath. Brian, what's he called? Brian Cook. Yeah, oh yeah, I did watch it, man, because Keemstar kept ruining the flow of the chat by going, he's going to shoot us, he's going to kill... And then kept doing it. I was like, I'm trying to listen to what people are saying.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. I've said it before. It's very bizarre to listen to a podcast, or whatever it is. We'll say it's a podcast, whatever. A podcast where you can't hear the people speaking. All right, I'll listen to this on my way to work. Ah! That was a fine listen. a great mood for work now, where you can't hear people. Very bizarre, very bizarre. That's why I like the Lolcow Alpha show, because that Phantom guy said something, and then Sweet Tea said something, and then he said something back to Sweet Tea. Back and forth. It was a conversation. That's what I'm trying to say. It was a conversation. He responded to what she said. She responded to what he said, and there was a conversation. It was a podcast. We weren't talking about anything special, but it was just two people chatting. I was like, oh, actually quite nice. Like I say, then Amber came in going, Rah! Amber at 6 a.m, going to bed. When that guy asked about going out to eat when Twinkie was in lots of pain, was that Brian as well? She admitted she had exaggerated her condition. Her views, disgusting. But she also said she...
Wait, so she's saying that she exaggerated Twinkie's condition of the lump in her throat that had to be removed, that she waited several years to actually handle. Is that where we're going with this? I mean, this has been my activism for the last few years, is trying to figure out, like, what do we do to remove harmful content from the eyes of children? And honestly, I believe that we just need a better rating scale for content. Kind of like what they did with movies, with G, PG, PG-13, R, NC-17, X. Like, if things got coded correctly, then you could limit what you're presenting to which age groups, and people would be better informed about what they're watching. But yeah, this is some sick shit, you guys.
Googled emergency vets as well, and no one came up on the search. So if she had exaggerated Twinkie's pain, why the need to Google emergency vets?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, because that was a lie. Because she never Googled. She didn't Google. Yeah, exactly. Caught her in a lie. She didn't Google emergency vets, because if she did, it would have popped up like they did for Michael B. Petty.
Yeah, that's the thing, Amber. Like, you can't say contradictory statements and expect that the audience is actually going to believe you.
Because everybody uses the same Google. You know, it came up for Michael B. Petty, but it came up for her. She didn't Google it, because Twinkie was fine. I always think Amber's a bit like a stand-up comedian. Well, one, she's not funny. Two, she can't stand up. But you know how, like, a stand-up comedian, something will happen to them during the day, and they'll think, oh, I can make that into a joke. So it's based on something true that happened to them, but then they exaggerate and make it into a story. I think that's Amber. I think she gets something that makes her go, oh, I could turn that into a big lie. So maybe Twinkie did. Wasn't in a bit of pain or did something, and she went, right, Twinkie's gonna die. Right, I'm off for dinner with Destiny. You didn't tune on back. All right, okay. Amber's behaviour proves to me she's not in therapy. No. Unless our therapist said, can you please call everybody a CUNT and grab your breasts every time a guy disagrees with you? What therapist is that? Not very.
But you can see the connection here of why she gets along so well with Keem. I mean, he does the same sort of bullshit for entertainment that she does.
Good one. Therapy, and hasn't been this whole time that she's been claiming. No. At least not legitimate therapy. She's not in any. She's not on what's the online one? BetterHelp? She hasn't done that. She hasn't done it. Yeah, she's not doing any. Takes all of 0.2 seconds for her to lose her damn mind. Yeah. Isn't she taking... Oh, I forgot what it was called. You'll remember. She's taking something to help with that. Can't remember. But I don't think she's taking anything. I don't think she's...
Well, and we don't even have confirmation that she's actually been diagnosed with anything that she says she has.
Taking anything. I've never seen a person more unhinged. I don't think she's taking any medication. Never mind. If she gets any kind of criticism or questions she doesn't like, she is insufferable. Well, like, she is insufferable. I mean, like I say, I haven't watched the last two because I just heard they were unwatchable. People have told me that before, and I thought, nah, get on, I'll have a laugh, I'll make it fun. And then I watch it and I go, okay, you're right, it wasn't watchable. So it's hard to watch. Like I say, I watched Geordie and I felt bad for him. I mean, he didn't have to watch, he was doing it to himself. Maybe he's got a humiliation fetish. Amber definitely has. Can't Emily. Yeah. I'll give you half tea. I'll give you half a cup of tea. Wait there. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Half tea. Just when I mentioned Emily, it made me think of this. So, not too long ago, I was in touch with somebody from Amber's past, and they were ready for a big interview. Sick of Amber. I'm sick of them saying things in our videos. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to spill all the tea. We'll do a big interview. Right, there we go. Let's do it. When are you free next? Tomorrow, this time, let's do it. Next day, it didn't happen. I have to be very careful. They cancelled. It was basically the last minute. It was in the last, I don't know, the last half an hour, 40 minutes. They came back and said, actually, I can't do it. Which is fair enough. I'm not going to make somebody. I was like, close to having a big interview there. But they didn't want to do it because Amber threatened their job, their career. So, fair enough. But
Wow, Amber. Why? Why are you so weak?
yeah, close to having a big interview with horrible stuff being spilled. But, yeah, Amber likes to threaten people's career. Did you do that with Emily? I'm sure we saw text messages where Amber was like, I'm going to ruin your job. I'm going to ruin your career. Or am I making that up? I'm sure we saw that in Emily texts. I think we did. Emily. Anyway, yeah. Almost got an interview with somebody from Amber's past, but wants to calm down the next day. Said, actually, I'm just going to leave it. Because she's threatened me career. It's not worth it. I'm just going to stay out of girl world and not be part of this. And which is...
I gotta take a break here for a second. Hang on. So, for people like Amber, Foodie, Chantel, and Rosie, and other channels who are trying to exploit their EDs, I don't think that you are paying attention to the current political climate and how this could potentially affect you and cause you actual liability for what you're doing online. And Keem, quite frankly, because he's trying to exploit people like you, right? So basically, check my other videos about the recent legislation that went down on Friday and how that's going to change the game.
I know. It's probably the right thing to do. Yeah. Very close, I'm sorry. Still might happen. Depends if Amber keeps slagging people off, because that's what Amber did with Beck, isn't it? Amber kept talking about Beck until Beck went, right, I'll come back and I'll say you wipe your ass with a... Oh, not that. Because Amber wouldn't stop talking about Beck, so... Where was I up to? Sorry, I went on a tangent there. Next one. Her reliance on sexualizing herself and any person who argues with her is revolting. Is it the guys more? Am I just imagining that? I'm sure she's doing it more to the guys. I could be... maybe I'm wrong. Just, yeah. I think it was probably a defense mechanism.
No, it's not just the guys. I mean, what she's doing is incredibly offensive to women as well.
She started really young because of her size. She's always wanted to be wanted. And she keeps trying to convince us that she's really attractive. Like, she'll be on the LCU thing, podcast stream, and she'll be saying, I'm more attractive than this person who's popped up. It's like, where are you looking? No. It's common in people with bigger bodies. Oh, see, right, I didn't know that. Bigger bodies to sexualize themselves to control the narrative on why their body draws attention.
Okay.
However, she acts completely inappropriately with everyone, so it is everyone, it's not just the guys. And I think that just displays how out of touch she is with interacting with people. She's never interacted with people. It's a skill. I haven't got it. I'm all right here.
Being real, she appears, the way she presents herself looks like somebody who is delayed. I don't know what else to say. She tries to present herself as educated, but it's pretty clear she's not reading any of the books that she's buying.
Yeah. Put me next to somebody who isn't gymming. I'm like, hello. Oh, that's good. I like wrestling. What do you like? It's a skill. You've got to talk to people. You've got to learn the skill. You've got to make friends. You've got to get used to it. You can't just turn up and go, oh, I'm great with people. Jimmy's great with people because he interacts all the time. But yeah, she's lacking in that skill and in arse wiping skills. Skills. I feel like that may also be a trait that she is copying from Emily, since she steals her entire personality from her girlfriends. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like I said, the crystal thing. Hi, everybody. This is how I speak. Oh, okay, you sound nice. Fast forward 10 years or whatever. UCUNT! What do you think of that? Oh, you seem very different. Copied from Emily? I think so. I think Emily is, yes. Yes. Take me word for it. Bring up the fact that she confessed to hurting animals. She said, I would never hurt. Oh, with Milky, wasn't it? She said, I would never hurt another animal.
Another.
A few
Okay.
days ago. You can see it at 3340 in Salty Crabs Recap, episode 18. Freudian slip. That's what I was thinking. Right. Salty Crabs Recap, episode 18. Hang on. Oh, there's what? Oh, she did that gesture there. She's doing that there. Oh, episode 18. Freudian slip. It definitely is a Freudian slip. Like when she kept saying, when she was talking about Rarity and kept talking like Rarity was dead. Everybody was saying, why are you talking like Rarity's dead? It's been 2 days. And I saw that on the Ewu.
I think we're going to find out from Tommy that Rarity was like buried somewhere on the property. I mean, speculation.
Channel. Talk about them interviewing the suspects, and when they would talk about the person that would talk about them in the past tense, like they were gone. Oh, and then so I saw that on there, and then the Rarity stuff happened. I was like, oh, it's like she's a killer. It's not like she's a killer. She's a killer. She's proven to everyone.
Yeah, and I watch a lot of true crime stuff, and that's exactly the behavior that people who have ended the lives of people, that is the type of language they use.
In real time, how abusive, manipulative, exactly. Sorry to interrupt. When Beck came out with everything, Beck's line, Beck's exact. I don't think Beck did it justice. It looks awful, and that's in front of how many people watch? Not as many as Geordie.
By the way, if you look at the history of like serial killers, they tend to come after animals first. That they have absolutely no respect for life. You know, they destroy animals first, and then move on to bigger targets like humans.
She, in front of thousands and thousands, she's happy for people to see her. Like, yeah, sexually harass people and scream and shout and get backed into a corner and then go, you were CUNT. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's manipulative and downright wretched. That's a good word.
Well, let's not forget that one of the other hosts in this network also uses that word very frequently. Nightmare.
It's not using that. Wretched she is. If this is how she acts on live, I don't want to imagine how she is behind the scenes. Whether this is all scripted or not all of it, not all of it. Her behaviour warrants extreme concern. It is concerning. It's bizarre. If I was a medical professional, don't know why I'd be watching Girl World. If you're a medical professional watching this, how do you feel about it? Is she nuts? Should she be does she need help? Does she need putting away? Remember that clip of Michael B. Petty? She needs prison. She needs prison. I quote that once a week, twice a week. She needs prison.
Well, I don't know if she needs prison, but she definitely needs to be institutionalized.
Does she need prison? She needs something. I almost feel sorry for it. It reminds me of World of T-shirts, if I ever get to that, if the drama would stop. Where World of T-shirts gets taken advantage of. It gets taken advantage of by all these people. And Amber's clearly getting taken advantage of by Keem and other people. Right, let's wind her up tonight, that's it. And she falls for it every time. So I feel sorry for her. She is a victim. She's a victim. Oh my god, if she hears me say that, she'll be loving it.
Yeah.
And it says a hell of a lot that Emily wants to be with her. 2 peas in a rotten pod, Emily. Yeah, good point. I look forward to hearing about how she went off on her mom or somebody in her real life. She's being conditioned to mistreat people. That's it. She's being. Can she help it? Or she's not intelligent enough to help it? To recognize she's being used? I don't think she is. To mistreat people. Yeah, she just thinks it's normal so you can speak to people like that. She keeps saying she's got a job. If this was an actual job, she'd have been fired on day one. You can't go around calling people CUNTs. But what if they were criticizing me? No? No? So poorly.
Well, I mean, basically, she's figured out how to work the system for the last decade. Um, she has figured out loopholes that keep advancing her forward to the point where she's just treated like a princess. And so she has been successful at doing this in the past and thinks she can consistently get away with it. You know, I had a close relative pass away this week, and the this changes like the whole head of the family, like who's in charge now. It has affected everybody who's close to this situation, and we're facing all of the stuff that we grew up with that was harmful. And it's just amazing to me how Amber took her trauma to a level that became repeating the abuse. Whereas I fought against it so severely that I practically got excommunicated.
I'm going to upload this and then I'm going to play my little Fallout game on my phone. She says she can take it, but then yells over everyone when they begin to talk. Scooter should mute her so someone can actually talk. If he did, it would make the show more bearable because, like I said, with Lolcow Alpha, it was nice listening to people actually speak. And I was like, oh yeah, that's what a podcast is meant to be. You're meant to hear the other person. Yeah, she says she can take it, but yeah, you're right. But then starts screaming over them because she can't wait 5 seconds for them to finish the sentence because they dare say something negative about her. She's offended that people have the audacity to dislike her. That's a bit of ego there, isn't it? How dare people like you? You're criticizing me. You must be evil. No. It's truly scary how little her vocabulary storage is. Oh my god! Point blank pay. Point blank pay. Great point. Point blank. There's a point blank P.
Point blank period is something that Xylee has been saying, and everybody's repeating it. And I think it's a piss poor expression, but whatever.
Period. Point blank period. Especially when she's angry. English is her native language too. Are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah, especially when she's angry and she starts doing the rubbish insults and you go, that doesn't make sense. They are quite funny sometimes though. I'm surprised nobody has done a recap of all the lies she's told since being on Lolcow Bus. That can easily be disproven by her own words. I would if I had the time. I really would. Snowflake is the one I would expect to do such a recap. I just said I don't have time. Listen. You dumb cunt. Oh, it does feel good. Oh, I might start getting into that. But he's already done that 10,000 part series.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Mr. Snowflake before, he does like multi-part documentaries on what's going on with Girl World, as well as he tackles other subjects too. But that's what he's been focusing on for the last couple of years.
It was I think I got episode 7, where you call it every one of our lies, and got sick of it. I just couldn't keep up with the lies. So I wanted to do another one fairly recently because it's an older video. Most people who are, discovering Amber now won't have seen it. So I thought, should I do an updated version with new lies? And I've got time. I've got time. She lies a lot.
There was somebody very similar, and I'm trying to remember her name. She is a black woman who I think she has like um, blue hair or something, and she did a multi-part series on the Colleen Ballinger shit. And I think because somebody slipped in and was able to get platformed who actually was one of Colleen Ballinger's like um was basically in there trying to promote Colleen. She gave up the whole was her name Swoop or something? I don't know. But I still follow her. She does great documentaries as well, but she just like she backed off of that subject because it hit too close to home when she got duped by one of the people that she interviewed.
Lies a lot. Usually about SA. Weird. No, someone please zap me. All right, no. No, someone please zap me with one of those things from Men in Black so I can forget the LCU as a whole. Nope. You hear? It's a terrible era. I thought it was going to be the best. I remember saying that. I remember saying that to everybody going, look, this is going to be great. Let's just enjoy it. Come on, let's have fun for a month or two. Come on. And I haven't watched an eighth of the videos. So, didn't take my own advice. I'd like to go back 8 years and never fall into girl world. You can't get out. You can't get out. I'm working on documentaries on other characters on the other channel. I can't get it. You can't get out. You're not leaving. You only leave when she leaves this earth.
Okay.
She might if it might be sooner than later if she keeps going on the way she does. She goes so red. It does make me think, oh, tone it down, you're getting a bit too. But her blood pressure is great, apparently. All she's done is show us how insufferable, rude, narcissistic, mean, and fake she really is. Fake. She wants to talk about recent stuff.
Yeah, her blood pressure reading, based on what she told us, is off the charts bad. Like she's practically stroke level. She might have already had mini strokes. I have no idea, but like her blood pressure is totally out of control.
So maybe someone can address how ugly she is as a person. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, I jumped the gun there. Just from her attitude on bus. Honestly, who would like someone like that? Oh, that's the bit I was going to. Somebody else says she'll say this is a character, a persona she put on for the show. Yeah, she put on a. She's definitely going to say that when she goes back to her channel. If she gets approved, we'll see. Yeah, it was just a character. So you wished cancer on someone as a character. Yeah. So you sexually harass people as a character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't count if it's not the wrestling. If the other person is in on it as well, then it's an act. It's still gross to watch, not for anybody. But she's doing this to strangers, to the interns. Amber. So would that make Amber their boss? So a boss is sexually harassing their intern.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Amber. Well done. Tell Johnny. You tell him. I'm not talking to him. Tell Johnny to stop making us watch.
And she's not the only one. There are other people on the show who harass their interns, and it's totally inappropriate. And clearly, a lot of these people have never been in a leadership role, and so they don't understand the significance of treating their employees with respect, right? They think it's all just a show. It's just, I'm acting, I'm playing the boss, right? And maybe they are, I don't know, but reality is that you can't just like have unpaid interns going through hell because these people have their own mental delays and problems, right?
Janelle Evans's tummy tucks when he's bored. Who? Does he? Is that like a punishment? If you throw tomatoes, does he punish you by watching Janelle Evans? Janelle Evans. I don't know. Probably the biggest YouTuber of all time. Who? Don't know. Geordie, just watch stuff your audience actually wants to watch. You know? That's my advice to you, person who's more successful than me. That's my advice to you. Amber's insistence that all bus money should go to her, I think I've seen that, and how the other hosts aren't clocking that it's the same way she talked about the Beck money stuff. Ah, yeah. Didn't financially abuse Beck. But then when Amber explains the money stuff, to me it sounds like financial abuse. Yeah. I don't know if Scooter actually likes her or not. I don't know, because I don't know what Scooter's like. I didn't watch him before the show. So I'm just catching him trying to manage Amber. So I don't know if he likes her, if he dislikes her. I don't know if he's been told to not challenge her. When she's screaming and calling him a cunt, he never bites back. But I don't know if he's been told that. I don't know. Be nice to watch Scooter away from Amber. Like I say, it's been nice watching Sweet Tea away from Amber. You go, oh, I can actually see your personality. Oh, you're saying some nice stuff. Yeah, I haven't watched the last two, but I've got like 10, 20 minutes of the first one I watched and then a tiny bit of the second one. But it was nice listening to her. So it'd be nice to actually get to know Scooter away from Amber. Everybody looks better when they're not with Amber, so I'm sure Scooter away from Amber would seem better. This show was supposed to be Amber's chance to redeem herself. I think Scooter's mum said that, didn't she? This is your chance to prove to people that they're wrong about you. The reaction channels are wrong about you. Change everybody's mind in the community. It's made everybody go, oh my God, she's even worse than we thought. Wishing cancer on people. Who else but Amber? Redeem herself and disprove allegations, but it exposed her. She's very violent. You can tell just through watching on the video chat thing how violent she would be in real life.
Yeah, I mean, she accidentally fell on Emily, so there's that, right? Anyhow, I'm going to wrap it up here because we're approaching the 1 hour mark and my phone can only process so much. I'm so thankful that no commercials came up while I was doing this. But anyway, I'm almost halfway through it. I don't know if I'm going to come back to it, but I will give you the link to watch the whole thing. And it's just, they're not using their heads, you know. There has just been on Friday some legislation that has gone down, which means that there is now case law, right? Because that's how the legal system works, is that basically once you've established a ruling, you can point back to that case law to prove your argument in the future. But a lot of the people who are involved in this particular project are too unintelligent to realize how dangerous their content is and how this new case law could potentially affect them. So there's that.